Incredible. This is it.
Hey, welcome back to E3 with Xbox. We've just had a very good look at Rise of the Tomb Raider, and we'd like to talk about what's new in this Tomb Raider sequel. So really striking in Rise of the Tomb Raider is the new, richer, deeper crafting system, which they made a big deal of, right?
It seems like survival is a big theme here. They kept talking about Everest and Tenzing Norgay, and those were the themes they were going for. So there's a lot of Lara versus nature. So it's a lot of finding things in the environment they use to craft new equipment and new items. When it first started out, Lara was she got separated from her team by an avalanche. She had to find shelter, so she was getting wood from trees, building a fire with that, and then she found a deer carcass which she was harvesting like bones and sinew from that she was using to upgrade her bow. So it seems like a lot of the stuff you're kind of finding in the environment you can then use to upgrade your equipment and your abilities.
You've got 16 resources now with which to build things such as ammo types and bow upgrades and dressings for injuries.
Yeah, so the dressing for the injury that she made, it was some cloth and some leaves, so you combine that and you get a field dressing. So it seems like that's going to be a lot more prevalent in this. You're going to have to keep your eyes open for things like leaves and bits of metal and scrap wood and things like that you're going to be carrying around in your pockets, because you never know when you're going to need it to make something.
I don't know that some leaves you found on the ground and a bit of cloth is a very good sterile field dressing.
Well, it depends what kind of leaves, Jane. I mean, are there medicinal leaves?
I forgot you're a survival expert.
Oh yeah, you got to keep an eye out for the medicine trees. Those are the good ones.
Combat has changed up for Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so kind of tying into what we were talking about with the crafting, the different ammo types seem to be coming into play a lot. So Lara was crafting poison arrows out of mushrooms and arrows, and instead of what I was anticipating was just as kind of a poison effect that would take someone down slowly, they just created a giant gas cloud of poison, which is like an area of effect thing that can take down armored enemies. That's cool. That allows you to take down groups of enemies at once, but it seems like there's more of a kind of choice in terms of whether you want to stealth or combat now. They were saying that you're able to climb trees or like duck underwater if there are people that you want to avoid, or you can use those as points to ambush people from. So it seems like it's going to allow you a bit more freedom in the way that you approach combat encounters. So something that was also in the previous Tomb Raider game, but they've really expanded on in the sequel, is what they call open exploration spaces. So the game isn't quite open world, but it does have these large open world areas where you're funneled through certain bits, and then you come into these open areas, which are large, explorable areas that are full of things like side missions and hidden tombs, and a bunch of like challenges and just stuff that you can do that's tangential to the story. So you can explore and you can find things like crafting items and weapon upgrades, and it seems like apparently they're going to be something like 3 times bigger than anything that was seen in the previous game.
For my money, this is where I get a real authentic old school Tomb Raider vibe, because instead of being a cinematic scripted roller coaster like platforming section, it's more of a undiscovered wonders of ancient civilizations found in an underground cavern, more of a sense of discovery, which for me early Tomb Raiders were all about.
This is it.
Yeah, I think for me, my favourite bits of the original Tomb Raider game on the Xbox 360 were the hidden tombs, like finding those and then exploring them. And they were completely not compulsory; they were entirely optional. But they were just some of the best things in the game for me, like exploring those and finding the treasure at the end.
That keys into the title and the theme of the fiction of Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is Lara going from a survivor into the Tomb Raider. That is her destiny. I think she has a line about how she's becoming who she's meant to be in the trailer, and that is the Tomb Raider. So in the first game, she goes from a completely inexperienced traveller, post-grad student to a survivor, and in this game I get the impression that she's going from a survivor into the true Tomb Raider. So although there is an emphasis on survival, I think this is where she becomes closer to the Lara Croft we know and love from days of yore.
We're close to something, Jonah. I can feel it.
She's looking for a lost city, and there is a secret organisation called Trinity,
yes,
I believe.
So obviously, as with most Tomb Raider stories past, they want to get the lost city for themselves for probably evil purposes. I mean, we don't know. They could be tremendous philanthropists and just misunderstood. Definitely feels like a more confident Lara from what we've seen so far, and one who's comfortable with what she's doing, as opposed to the first game when Lara was yeah, a bit more unsure of herself.
I finally feel a sense of purpose again.
In the demo we just saw, she has a line where she gets separated from her guide and says, go on without me or don't look for me.
Yeah, don't come
I
to
have
me."
to do this on my own.
Yeah.
I don't know why. She just wants to keep all the treasure for herself.
Discovering the secrets of the world is the only way to live.
Also with a large presence, literal large presence in the demo we just saw, and a new item, creature, enemy for Rise of the Tomb Raider was a really, really big, scary bear.
Yeah, this gigantic bear. Lara was wading through almost like waist-high snow at this point when she encountered the bear. So that really slows you down, and it's quite impressive how the snow sort of moves around Lara as she's trying to make her way through. So the guy demoing the game actually died from a bear attack because he got stuck in the snow. But yeah, this bear is massive, and they did one of those in the interest of time, skip forward, and they're like, right, now we've got some proper weapons, maybe we can fight this bear, because it really took a lot to take that bear down. And it was like poison arrows to the head, and like, you know, distracting and flanking, and so it's interesting to see like larger and tougher animals that you're going to have to actually think about how you approach in the game.
And personally, I'm really looking forward to a Lara Croft who wants to be the Tomb Raider, because there's that bit in the first game, in the original one, where she's like, I hate tombs. Like, no you don't, Lara.
Yeah.
You've yet to understand that you really, really like messing up tombs and stealing stuff.
Yeah, she's all about tombs. That's like her whole deal. So at least in this one, maybe she'll be enjoying the tomb raiding for once.
So something to look forward to, among the many things to look forward to in Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox One.